when I was in high school, I had read the Spawn comic book. You know, Spawn from Image Comics, uh, a creation by this artist named Todd McFarlane. And you know, there are different iterations of Spawn, and you know, this specific one was more Middle Ages. You know, it's like kind of very medieval. So you know, it took place in Europe in the dark times, you know, before the Renaissance and all that. So it was like you had quote unquote magic men and all of that, etc. But it was still, you know, a Spawn story. I forget the basics of the story, but you know, suffice it to say, it was very much in line with what you would expect for Spawn if you're familiar with it. But anyway, so the way the pages were laid out was kind of like uh, the medieval books of those times, how they would have like a page of script or something, and then like the opposite of that page would be like an illustration that was broken up into separate panels still, almost like stained glass. And you know, it wasn't always like a page of text or whatever, but basically they'd have like a central image, and then like it broken up into different things that was happening around it. And they didn't do like a lot so much as to like make it seem feel monotonous or anything at all. No, they had a really good pacing with it. But you know, doing something similar to that where everything has like every panel has a somewhat ornate border, I think that would be cool. I was thinking about that, and in terms of like how I want the story to unfold, you know, I was thinking doing something that I see a lot of people do is like they'll have the main story taking place, and then reference things that happened in the past as a way to flesh out the character more. It's like, oh, I didn't know that this happened. Neither did we until the flashback. You know, and I think that would be really cool. So like have one main adventure, and then like reference points to the back, to the past that will help develop the character more, so we have an understanding of why this character does what he does, what motivates that character, you know, what made that character break the life of mundaneness. So it's pretty interesting, and I can't wait to share this with you guys. I think it'd be pretty awesome if I do say so myself. So. So I've been so long without money, and now that I have a little bit of money, I kind of wanted to finally go to the movies and check out movies that I had wanted to see, but I couldn't originally because the funds were quite insufficient. And now that I have some money and I consider going to the movies, I realize movies that I wanted to see are probably not in theaters anymore. And that makes me think like, does that happen to you guys a lot? Like you finally have the chance to go see a movie that you wanted to see and realize it's no longer there. That happened to me with my son recently. Like it was his birthday. I wanted to take him to go see movie Moana. I thought this it's a Disney movie, so it's gonna be really good for both little kids and adults alike. They generally are. I like Disney movies. No, I'm not afraid to admit that. Anyway. But then we had a blizzard.
It was a proper blizzard too.
And needless to say, many places were shut down, and roads were rendered inoperable. And I especially wasn't going to get anywhere in a sedan. So we had to postpone his birthday for an entire week. And it kind of sucked because I hate letting him down. But next week rolls around, and I'm thinking to myself, all right, now we can go see Moana. And it's no longer showing. And I felt kind of sad about it. But at the same time, I guess it was kind of a blessing in that it just meant that I didn't have to worry about spending as much money as I was planning to spend, which meant I could hold that money for paying bills. So instead, what ended up happening was I took him and his cousin who lives with us to Toys R Us, and I gave them a spending limit. They were allowed to get so many toys, or whatever they chose up to a certain amount. So that was that. But now I want to see Rogue One. Because surprise, spoilers. Kind of a Star Wars geek. I love Star Wars. Because it's sci-fi, but it's still fantasy. So like the things that happen in Star Wars won't ever happen in real life. But it's still like I like sci-fi too. So yeah. Anyway, and this is essentially a prequel to the prequels. Something that helps bridge the gap in storytelling. The things that happened during Clone Wars that aren't really explained in Clone Wars because they had nothing to do with the clones. I guess technically in the timeline it happened after the Clone War. Well, I misspeak. Not the Clone War, but basically, in between episode 3 and episode 4. And the Clone War, I think actually took place between episode 2 and 3. Well, anyway, so like, episode 4, the Jedi's are pretty much all wiped out, etc. Anyway, so Rogue Squadron sets up the story for episode 4 in a way. And I want to see that. I mean, I know what happens, obviously. Just because I've seen what comes after. But it's still interesting to watch. I would think. So in case I decide to upload this to YouTube, what do you think of Star Wars? Who's your favorite character and why? Are you and do you really dig Finn or is can't even remember his name. I just remember his species, the Gun. Jar Jar Binks. Was he your favorite? Or was he your least favorite? And why? I think my favorite is. I would have to give it to Darth Vader. And it's not because he's a villain. He dressed in all black. That kind of didn't hurt his case for me at all. But it's because he was pretty much a being of pure will. All the things that he did. Keep in mind, he did with no limbs. The guy was a quadruple amputee. And he basically had to overcome his those weak areas to still be able to function as he did, to do the things that was necessary and called upon by his master, Darth Sidious. So it's not like he was cold-hearted or anything. And that's the thing. A lot of people seem to fail to realize that these were people. I mean, obviously they're making people, but these are people with identities